Hello and welcome to my channel for news about reports for USA. Please follow and subscribe for more information. Let's begin. OutDaughtered stars Adam and Danielle Busby have a house full of young daughters. However, they're growing up more quickly than their parents imagined possible. The oldest, Blake Busby, is now a teenager. Although Danielle frequently posts positive things about her 13-year-old, one recent move seemed to get under the TLC star's skin. What classic teenager move did Blake Busby pull to annoy her mother? Danielle Busby notices Blake stole something from her. Now that the Busby girls are getting older, they have a wide range of interests and extracurricular activities. This is one reason Adam and Danielle have explored the possibility of a nanny on screen. Recently, Blake went on a short trip. Danielle snapped a photo to capture the occasion but noticed something very peculiar. She asked why I snapped a pic of her in the car the other day. And I said, "BC, I'm gonna miss you." She was going to stay in Louisiana a few days. Danielle began her post on her Instagram stories. Blake smirks at the camera and looks quite comfortable. But, if I'm honest, not that I don't miss the girls that are there. I took this pic, BC. I laughed when I looked over to see my silk pillowcase and my blanket that she took with her, the mother of 6 continued. I guess she was gonna miss me too. Or she is a teenager and assumes she can just have/take mom's things anytime she wants. Hahaha, love my BB. Danielle also added an option where followers could share how much they related to her post. Fans couldn't leave comments since it was an Instagram story, but many of Danielle's followers could likely relate. There will be more days like this in years to come. Blake is the first Busby child to hit her teenage years, but the Quints aren't far behind her. The Quints just turned 9 years old in the spring. In 2028, Adam and Danielle will have 5 13-year-olds and a 17-year-old Blake. Without a doubt, that will be a chaotic season for the family. Hopefully, OutDaughtered will still be on TLC at that point so fans can continue watching the family grow together. Fans sincerely enjoy watching the Busby girls as they grow, learn, and navigate the world together. A season about their teenage years would be very different from the current format, but still very enjoyable. What do you think about Blake Busby's classic teenager move? Do you think Adam and Danielle Busby have their hands full as the children grow up? Share your own thoughts in the comments. Danielle Busby sat quietly in the cozy corner of her living room, the soft glow of the early morning sun filtering through the sheer curtains. The house was uncharacteristically still, a rare moment of tranquility in the Busby household. With 6 daughters, including America's first all-girl quintuplets, the Busby home was usually a whirlwind of activity and noise. Today, however, felt different. Today, she was acutely aware of the passage of time. Danielle sipped her coffee, savoring the few minutes of peace before the day began in earnest. Her thoughts drifted to Blake, her eldest daughter, who had just turned 13. A teenager. The word still felt foreign on her tongue. It seemed like only yesterday that Blake was a little girl, full of boundless energy and curiosity. Now, she was on the cusp of adolescence, a time of change and challenge for both of them. Raising quintuplets had been an adventure from the start. There were sleepless nights, endless diaper changes, and moments of pure chaos. But there were also countless memories filled with laughter, love, and the joy of watching her daughters grow and discover the world. As the quintuplets, Ava, Olivia, Hazel, Riley, and Parker, entered their own preteen years, the sound of footsteps broke her reverie. Blake appeared at the bottom of the stairs, her face still showing signs of sleep. Danielle smiled at her daughter, noticing how much she had grown. Blake was taller now, her once chubby cheeks giving way to the sharper lines of adolescence. "Morning, Mom," Blake mumbled, heading straight for the kitchen. "Good morning, sweetie," Danielle replied, watching her daughter with a mixture of pride and trepidation. Blake poured herself a bowl of cereal and joined her mother at the table. They ate in companionable silence, the only sounds the occasional clink of a spoon against a bowl. Danielle wanted to reach out, to bridge the gap that seemed to have widened between them in recent months. She knew that Blake was navigating the turbulent waters of teenagehood, and she wanted to be there for her, to guide her and support her. "How are you feeling about school starting again?" Danielle asked, breaking the silence. Blake shrugged. "It's okay, I guess. A little nervous about 8th grade." Danielle nodded. "It's a big year. Lots of new experiences and challenges. But I know you'll handle it just fine. You're smart and capable." Blake gave her a small smile. "Thanks, Mom." As they finished breakfast, the rest of the house began to stir. The quintuplets tumbled down the stairs, their voices a cacophony of excitement and chatter. Danielle's husband, Adam, appeared shortly after, already dressed for the day. "Morning, everyone," Adam greeted, kissing Danielle on the cheek and ruffling Blake's hair. The morning routine was a familiar dance of getting the girls ready for school, packing lunches, and ensuring everyone had what they needed. Amidst the chaos, Danielle kept a watchful eye on Blake, sensing her daughter's apprehension about the new school year. Later that day, after dropping the quintuplets off at school, Danielle and Blake had a rare moment alone together. Danielle suggested they go for a walk, and Blake agreed. The fresh air and change of scenery seemed to lighten the mood. As they walked through the neighborhood, Danielle broached the topic that had been on her mind. "Blake, I know things are changing for you. Being a teenager can be tough. I just want you to know that I'm here for you, no matter what." Blake kicked a pebble along the path, her expression thoughtful. "It's just. I feel like everything is changing so fast. Sometimes it's hard to keep up." Danielle nodded, understanding. "I remember feeling that way when I was your age. It's a time of a lot of changes, both physically and emotionally. But it's also a time of discovery and growth. You're becoming your own person, and that's a beautiful thing." Blake looked up at her mother, her eyes searching. "Do you ever feel like you're not ready for it? For me growing up?" Danielle took a deep breath. "Honestly? Sometimes, yes. It feels like just yesterday you were a little girl. But I'm also excited for you, Blake. I see the amazing young woman you're becoming, and I'm so proud of you." Blake smiled, a genuine smile that reached her eyes. "Thanks, Mom. That means a lot." They walked in silence for a while, the bond between them feeling stronger than it had in months. Danielle knew that raising a teenager would come with its own set of challenges, but she also knew that they would face those challenges together. As they headed back home, Danielle felt a renewed sense of purpose. She would navigate the ups and downs of teenagehood with Blake, just as she had navigated the early years of motherhood. With love, patience, and understanding, they would face whatever came their way.